Hello everyone, it is me and today I am going to do a review on the new Helluva Boss episode, X's and Who's, because I already watched the episode so it wouldn't make sense for me to react to it. And I also have a lot to say about it. In short, my thoughts on the episode is that it was really good and certainly the best episode in series 3 so far. And the animation was quite good as well and not choppy like in previous episodes. So what did I like about it? Well, a short summary of the episode is that basically the episode starts with Millie mad about meeting up with her ex-boyfriend who is doing very well for himself and apparently is very wealthy as well. And while this is happening, Blitz is talking to a client who wants them to come to the greed ring for a business venture, and Blitz agrees to it. And unknown to any of them, the client is Moxie's dad, whose name is Crimson, and he invites them all into his home. A little while later, a shark demon, I think by the name of Chaz, enters, who Moxie and Millie have both been in a relationship with, and Chaz reveals that Moxie was in the mafia, and then Moxie explains the reason why they broke up is that during a bank heist, Moxie got trapped and Chaz left him there, which got Moxie thrown in prison. And this is where Moxie first meets Blitz, and they escaped together, and afterwards Crimson reveals that the only reason he brought IMP here is because he wants to do business with Moxie, because Chaz is going to be a part of the family, and that Moxie is going to release his holdings into the organisation, and that there's going to be a ceremony tomorrow. And after they all have dinner, Crimson asks Moxie to stay behind for a minute, and this is where Crimson reveals that Moxie is going to marry Chaz because of money. And then Moxie has a flashback to his childhood, where it shows that Crimson has always been cruel towards Moxie, but his mother on the other hand was always nice to him, and for this Crimson kidnapped her and made Moxie drown her. Afterwards, Moxie goes upstairs to his bedroom where Chaz tries to seduce him, but Moxie declines and kicks him out, so Chaz tries to get with Blitz, which worked, but Blitz only did it to get more insight into Chaz. And during his investigation, he decides to investigate Chaz's car, which has an eviction notice from Chaz's landlord, and a note reveals that Chaz is poor and is only trying to get money, but shortly afterwards Chaz knocks him out and hides him in his trunk. The next day, Moxie stands up to Crimson, saying that he isn't going to marry Chaz, but is tasered and knocked out by one of Crimson's goons. Millie then finds Blitz where he reveals to her that Moxie is going to marry Chaz. And to stop this, Millie and Blitz trashes the wedding and kills all of Crimson's goons and take Moxie back home. During this, Blitz tells Crimson that Chaz isn't actually rich, and in discovering this, Crimson kills Chaz, and the episode ends there. So what are the things I liked about the episode? Well, one of the small things I liked about it was the scene where they entered the greet ring, because one of the things I really wanted to see was how life was different in each rings. And it did show that to an extent by showing the greed ring being heavily polluted, which is very similar to the average British city. But it is nice to see more of the different rings rather than just small locations like Ozzy's Lululand or Millie's family farm. Chaz was also an alright character. He certainly wasn't the best, but he wasn't as bad as I thought he would be first when he entered the episode, but he was a fun character as well. Crimson was certainly a show stealer though in my eyes, and by far the best and most evil villain yet. And the flashback to Moxie's childhood, where he forced Moxie to kill his own mother, showed how sick he was, and the way he treated him through the episode was horrible as well. And at least with characters like Stella, for instance, they are reasons why she's the way she is, since Stella cheated on her and wants a divorce, which would certainly ruin her reputation as a Goetia. Yes, Stella did abuse Dolus beforehand, but she didn't hate him for being nice to his daughter, unlike Crimson, where he killed Moxie's mother just because he was nice to him. Even the Murd family in the first episode seemed like they cared for their children, unlike Crimson, who couldn't care less and very much likely wants to kill Moxie now. Now it is time to discuss what I didn't like about the episode, which are going to be nitpicks since the episode was good overall, but there are some issues I had with it overall. One of which is the dildo scene, because the scene was quite suspenseful before, but they kind of ruined it because of that. Another thing as well is the fact that Moxie never really properly stood up for himself physically, which would have been interesting to see, but all of that went to Millie, which is another problem I had with the episode. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me on this, since Millie is a very well-noted character. Her main two personality traits is that she loves Moxie and she likes to kill people. And it would have been nice if she had character development or an episode about herself, and not just another one on either Stola, Splits, or Moxie. But I hope an episode that is mainly about her comes out in the future. One last thing is that I thought we were going to see Mammon in this episode, since this episode was set in the grid ring and Pop was teasing him a lot beforehand, and there also was a lot of teasers, like references to Mammon in the episode itself, but this is just a minor complaint. I'm sure we will see Mammon sometime in the future. So anyway, that is my thought on the new episode. What is your opinion on it? Put in the comments below if you liked it or didn't like it, and what's your thoughts on it. What do you think could be improved, and what would you change about it? I just want your honest opinion. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like to subscribe. Goodbye.